Hey guys, what's going on? Nathan Johnson here with Advanced Leadership Training, Quarter 1, Week 4. And today we're going to be talking about facing challenges, guys. So whether you're going through a challenge right now or in the future or whatever, we're always going to be having opportunities to go through challenges, especially when we're going to the next level and the things of the Lord and whatnot. So we're going to talk about it a little bit, and I hope you get something out of it. And so the memory verse for this week is Psalms 139:23, and it says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my anxieties, and see if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting." Guys, this is something to live. This isn't something just to memorize, but this is something to live out, that we constantly are checking in with the Lord and just saying, "Lord, search my heart. Try me and know my anxieties, and see if there's any wicked way in me." Just say, me personally, I just say, "Lord, do you still have my heart? Are we good?" And then I sit and I wait for him to reveal if there's any agenda or attitude or anything that may be going on in my life. And he's always so faithful to show me those things. So don't just memorize it, but live it. Because here at Advanced Leadership Training, it's not what you learn, it's what you live, right? So Psalms 139:23, memory verse for this week. So we all face challenges, right? And we talk about, have you ever faced a situation that was so difficult and just wondered, like, why is this happening? What's going on? And what's taking place? And why me type mentality, if you would. And may have a time where you're struggling through that a little bit, And there are times when we're doing all we know to do, obeying God, making sacrifices, spending our lives serving others, yet the situations of life seem hard and the blessings of God seem to be withheld. So we turn to 1 Peter 4:12. It says, "Beloved, do not think it is strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you as though some strange thing happened." Guys, this is called life. Life, life. We're going to go through some things, but here's the thing. Don't go to it. It's time to go through it. And it's God's will and it's God's desire to see you win and come out stronger on the other side. So always look at the opportunity in your challenge and try not to go into that place of why me, if you would. So it could be that God is allowing you to go through a time of testing because he loves you and he wants to see you rise up. He wants to see you win over a situation. And when you grow, you're going to be going through those things. So let's get through it. Amen. So let's look up trial in your Vine's dictionary, number 4451, and see what you got for a definition. What I got is to set on fire, which signifies a burning or a refining. So, I worked at a foundry for a long time, and we dealt with aluminum, and there was these furnaces that were blazing hot. And when you first melt down aluminum, all the dross and all the filth and everything, that all the impurities would rise to the surface, and they would just scoop off those impurities, if you would, that dross, if you would, and then they'd heat it up even hotter. And then all those more impurities would come to surface, and they'd scrape it up, and they'd turn it up just a little bit hotter. And until at the very end, it was like a beautiful glass. You could just see right into that furnace. And that's what God is doing in our lives. We're in a place where we're constantly growing. My hope is that you're constantly challenging yourself. You're constantly growing. You're putting yourself in a position to go to the next level, season after season, glory after glory. And when those times come, the temperature gets a little bit hotter. So we need to learn how to go through and face challenges with victory in mind. Always keep in mind, whatever season you're going through, it's not always going to be that way. And you're going to see to it that you get through it, and God's going to be with you every step of the way. So we count it all joy, and we encourage you to read Jeremiah chapter 18, verses 1 through 6. And it says, "Another purpose for a trial is to allow God the opportunity to shape our character, giving us the opportunity to become more like him," right? Because he went through the trials as well. God also uses trials to stretch us or to increase us as ministers or to cause us to launch out deeper than we've been before in him. He also tests our faith, our dependency on him, see how far we will trust and wait on him. God also uses trials to teach us something we didn't know before. So count it all joy when we go through those things. Of course, that's going right into James chapter 1, verses 2 through 5. It says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials. So when trials come, we got to get in a place of faith where we say, you know what, something good's about ready to happen. There's a breakthrough coming on the other side. There's something I'm going to learn. There's more of the character of God is going to develop in my life, and you face a thing with victory in mind, right? So knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. So more patience is going to be brought into your life, but let patience have its perfect work. That means sometimes we need to go through a season of staying patient in the trial so we can have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. It will be given to you. So let's get through it, guys, because we're going to be helping. I can tell you, in ministry, you're going to be helping a lot of people get through their challenges, and the best way is by experience. And you can say, this is what I did. So hopefully that helps. Know this, that God is our biggest cheerleader, right? He wants us to triumph through the trials. He wants us to come out stronger. He wants us to come out wiser. He wants us to come out winning, right? Romans chapter 5, verses 3 through 5 says, we also glory in tribulations, knowing that tribulation produces perseverance, and perseverance, character, and character, hope. Now, hope does not disappoint, because the love of God has been poured out in our hearts by the Holy Spirit who has been given to us. So we're going to tap into a couple of things and say, hey, what are some secrets of going through trials quickly? Number one, glad you asked, humility, guys. That we come to a place where we're humble and we're moldable. We don't have it figured out. We need to depend on God. We need to press into him. So stay humble and don't be in a place where you feel you got it all figured out. You got some things figured out. You just don't have everything figured out. Neither do I, so you're not alone. So that's one of the secrets of going through it quickly, if you would, is being moldable, being humble, and allow him to reveal the impurities. He can shape us into his image. He can help us do something that we have never done before, and he can sustain us and encourage us in our faith. He can reveal the wisdom that we need from God. So every opportunity, every challenge, there's a piece of wisdom that he's looking to impart into your life so you can become wiser, so you can become stronger, and so you become more efficient in the days ahead. So going through trials quickly, number one, humility. Be moldable, be teachable, and be humble. Number two, seek after God no matter how long it takes. How long is it going to take? I don't know. But no matter what, I'm going to pursue God. I'm going to keep my eyes fixed on him, right? So another secret is going through trials is to look upon God, not the circumstances. So we take Peter walking on the water, right? I know he kind of gets a bad rap. He is the only disciple that walked on water, so he doesn't get a bad rap in my book. But we have an awesome opportunity to teach a little bit. When his eyes were fixed on Jesus and not the circumstances, not the waves, he was able to do the impossible, which was walking on water. But the moment he fixed his gaze on the waves, he began to sink. So it's the same thing with us, right? Everything we go through, we do just great. When we're praying, we're believing, we're speaking faith, and we're stirring everything up, all goes well. But the second we get tired and stressed and lonely and angry and those types of things, we begin to sink, and our challenges become bigger than our Jesus. So just really seek after God no matter how long it takes. Doesn't matter how long it takes. We just keep going through. Like we remember Abraham. Abraham was given the promise. His promise did not come instantly, far from it. Instead of waiting, which is a part of a dependency of faith, right? The part of we must wait. Why? Because something is developing, something is taking place in the waiting. So waiting time, is not wasted time, right? He and Sarah decided to go to Hagar to have a son. So we take situations into our own hands when God isn't working on our timeline, but we must be working on His timeline because He knows all things and He wants us to win at a very, very high level. Last point we're going to talk about tonight is seek after wisdom. Guys, both spiritual and natural, guys. Some seek after spiritual principles and they come up lacking understanding. Some seek only after natural principles and they still come up lacking understanding. Seek knowledge and wisdom in both realms, because as long as we're here in the earth, we must operate both in the spiritual and the natural, guys. So seeking wisdom in the spiritual and the natural. So get ready. If you want to go to the next level in God, there is usually a time of proving first. You might even go through a time of testing right now because you have stepped into something new by entering into advanced leadership training. Remember to humble yourself, be moldable, seek after God no matter how long it takes, and seek after both spiritual and natural wisdom. So again, here at Advanced Leadership Training, it's not what you learn, it's what you live. So this week's application, when you're meeting with your mentor this week, let's talk about the application, all right? Use your Strong's Concordance or online resources to find scriptures on testing and refining for tribulation and write them down. Then, have you gone through a trial recently? Or are you going through a trial right now? If so, what spiritual principles are you applying? What natural and practical principles are you applying? So go over that with your mentor this week, with your coach, whoever it may be. Let's talk about the application. Let's help you win. Let's help you face challenges with victory in mind. So again, this is Nathan Johnson with Advanced Leadership Training. Win the day, win the week. God bless.